It's on John Glenn's return to take you to a private school in Aurora and learn about students making their own internet page. Kim Laylaw has the details.
I'm now talking to Randy Kirsch of Foundation's private school in Aurora, which is taking part in the virtual classroom contest. Randy himself is a computer teacher as well as being vice president of this school, and he's going to tell us a little bit about this contest.
At&t contest put on by At&t Japan is trying to get a bunch of schools together from different places to work together cooperatively from different continents. So we have to pick partners who aren't in Canada, and then we have to combine to come up with an idea to work on together that shows cooperation, understanding, shows internet skills, gets the kids working on the internet, gets the kids working with computers, gets them working with these other partners. It's all judged together. At the end, these home pages are put up, and the winning team gets flown to Hong Kong this year, Japan last year. So it's very exciting. The kids all want to win, of course, but the overall aim is that they'll learn some HTML programming, they'll learn some desktop publishing, and they'll get a chance to email and work with partners who live in a different country. So that's the aims of At&t, and we found last year that it was quite successful in terms of getting the kids motivated and getting them working on the computers, getting them working with HTML, all of those things.
So how was your school chosen to be part of this project?
Well, last year we just received an email, a random email. I think they must go across the internet and look up schools, and they send out emails, and then those who choose to take part respond, and they have to take a test. So the teachers are asked to take an online test to show their HTML skill. I had already been teaching since the students here since grade 4 HTML programming. So I sent one of my students to take the test because it was so easy. We were like, okay, well, we can do this. So and we sent it, and of course that we passed what's called the knowledge audit, and that lets the students and teachers, lets the At&t know that the students and teachers are capable of taking part in the project. If you don't know anything, they'll give you a tutorial. So At&t will help you if you're a teacher who doesn't know to get into, that wants to take part. You still can, but you have to pass this test. And then you pick a partner, which you have to, as I said, it has to be from a different continent. You work on looking at the partners. You can ask them if they've taken part before, what knowledge they have, what goals they hope to achieve, how many students. You match with grades. You don't necessarily want a grade 9 class working with a grade 4 class, different ideas, different skills. So you try and match with another country who's got similar ideas and similar skills of the classroom, and then you work on putting a page together, which is where we're at now.
No small feat. So what countries have you chosen to work with this year?
We're working with United States, St. Louis, Missouri, class there, which we actually were fortunate enough to work with last year, and an Australian partner, and his team actually came in 3rd last year. So we think we have a good team. We're pretty happy about our partners and who we're working with, and we're well into our new idea this year and trying to get that underway.
Can you explain this idea?
Sure. Over the summer months, we having had a partner from before, we spent some time with what were we going to do this year that would be exciting for the kids, and we tossed ideas back and forth, mostly in September when the kids could take part from all the schools, starting to email back and forth and suggesting ideas, the beginnings of communication. We did a brainstorm, put our top 10 up, then they would do a brainstorm, and we'd go back and forth. And the idea the kids seemed to think was the best was dinosaurs, and we said that's great, but we have to have some way to tie it in to the computer and everybody, not just dinosaurs in general. And what came out from the brainstorm sessions was the idea of taking a look at how dinosaurs once had the opportunity to roam wherever they want in the world, and we have a similar opportunity now with the internet to communicate wherever we want quite quickly. So from dinosaurs to the internet, and combining how we were once one world and now we're one world. And so we're looking at various dinosaurs that are indigenous to the areas that we live in. So the kids are looking at the Albertosaurus, and they're also looking at flying reptiles and swimming reptiles, and comparing those. We'll be doing comparative studies with the ones in Australia, United States. From there, we brainstorm and set certain kids off to talk to paleontologists, trips to the Royal Ontario Museum, working on things like that to get the page up. Similarly, in the United States, they're out a mastodon dig. Our partners in Australia have an interview with an author. So it spans out from the computer and then comes back as to where the information goes. The project can take up a lot of other curriculum as well, which is a good thing.
So it really is a unique learning experience.
Absolutely. In the time that I've been teaching computers and working with these kids, I'd say last year's At&t project was the most unique and possibly the most fun thing that the kids got to do all year, and with great levels of learning involved in it, the project.
Yeah, learning through fun. So what would be the criteria of the winning project?
The winning project has to have a number of factors. It has to show the cooperation of the school. So we have to show that we're constantly emailing back and forth about pages, about ideas to our partners, getting information, acting on that, doing editing for them, they're doing editing for us. So one of the components is how well you have cooperated with your partners. Another component is, I guess, the pizzazz of the page. How good does it look? And that's where the programming end comes in, and teaching the kids HTML programming, and that's some of the stuff that we're doing now. Also, the third component is what they call what the worldwide audience will like. So it's something that has to be appealing to everybody. So if it only appeals to Canadians, that's not good. That won't do. And if it only appeals to your 3 teams, that won't do. It has to be something that is useful for everybody. A site where somebody could go up and go, oh, we're doing research on dinosaurs. Come to this At&t site, and they would find information that would be useful to them. So that's the judging criteria of the competition.
We didn't say how many students and how many countries are involved?
Oh boy, you'd have to ask At&t that one. I'm not sure. There's quite a few countries involved. I don't know. You may have know more than I do.
I think it is. It's about 38 countries.
38.
And,
that sounds about right.
7,000 students worldwide. So,
okay, so there's a lot.
And I think 21 schools in Canada. So.
Yeah. Well, that's probably more than last year too. I think it was so successful last year. They're probably expanding how many they can get involved in it. Yeah, absolutely.
Is there any, could we look at your website design from last year?
Sure, I can take you over to somewhere, a computer, and you can see what we did last year.